We all know about myths. King Midas, Thor, Johnny Appleseed is American folklore, but it is considered a myth. Let's focus on King Midas and the Golden Touch. King Midas was, a king of Phrygia. He was wealthy and all that, but he was wanting to chase more wealth, entailing that he was greedy. And as you could probably guess, the story has an ending that most people won't really want. But the moral of the story is do not be greedy. But how do we know if we're greedy? Well, let's look in Midas' case. He constantly bragged about being rich and having so much wealth and power. But when he decided to show kindness to a god's foster father named Cepheus, not to get confused with syphilis. Trust me, I messed up that one time. And the god's foster father decided to grant Midas a wish. And as you can probably assume, Midas wished for the Golden Touch. He ended up going crazy with his greed and turning everything he touched into gold. Being the most wealthiest king, having a golden palace, but with greed, it has to come somewhere and end in some way. Let's move on from this and go to the modern adaptations. And I'm going to be referencing Fortnite, sue me. Midas. The character Midas from Fortnite is a major person in not only the game's media, but also media outside the game. That Midas was also cursed with a golden touch and turned himself into solid gold. The difference being that, Fortnite. Let's be real, this stuff isn't really too educational. I'll move on. Let's talk about the archetype. It's a riches to rags because Midas was power hungry, ended up ruining his relationships with everyone he had, including his daughter when he touched her and turned her into solid gold. I don't think that was a W, but now when he turned his daughter into solid gold, he wanted to find solace in the gift of the curse. So he went to go get cleansed by a god. But the gods weren't too kind to him because he was greedy, so they made him go on a giant trip to go wash his hands in a river. And nowadays the river is filled with gold, or as a lot of people spread out in the folklore. But he was humbled after realizing he couldn't get everything he wanted. He turned his daughter into solid gold. And his punishment from the gods after cleansing himself was that when he mistreated a god or spoke down to a god, he would get the ears of an ass. I am quoting the myth. You may be wondering, why is this myth still relevant? Well, it talks about the importance of not being greedy, not being too wealthy, or frankly, just staying in your own lane. Certain people don't even understand that last part. Here are my sources wherever I put them, because I currently am running out of brain cells. Have a good day or whatever, afternoon, after school, I don't care. Hergebergen.